Hello, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching this video. It's me again, Teacher Kent, and today we're going to discuss a new topic. We are already done with heredity, and we're also done with the ecosystem, environment, and adaptations of the animals in their environment. Since we're already done with those things, our new topic is still connected to the previous topic. Our new topic is going to be the relationship between living and non living things. Are you ready? Let's start. Just let me share my screen. There you go. Five non living components. Well, before that, let's talk about the title. The title of our topic is the interactions between living and non living things. The word interaction is a word that is made up of two separate words. Actions meaning something that is happening or the movement of objects, while inter means connection. So, the connection of the movement of the objects. Now, what object are we talking about? The interactions between living and non living things. So let's define living things. Living things are obviously the things that are alive, and non living things are the things that are found in the environment but are not alive. The example of living things are animals, plants, and decomposers. Do you know what is a decomposer? A decomposer is a type of animal that actually eats the dead corpse or the dead animals on the ground. They help the dead animals or trees to actually be used by the ground as a sort of fertilizer. An example of this is the earthworms. Okay, so based from the title, we can say that this topic is going to talk about how living things and non living things work together to make a unique or separate ecosystem. Let's go to the previous page. The five non living components. There are actually a whole lot of non living components when it comes to an ecosystem. Basically, anything that is not living is a non living component, and it can affect all of the things in a specific area. But for now, we'll just study the five basic non living components. First, we got water, then sunlight, air, temperature, and soil. Now let's do this one by one. First part, the water. All living things need water. Rivers, lakes, rain, and groundwater provide water for living things. It is obvious that almost all living things need water. Me as a human and you as a human, we both need water in order to live. I already said this before, but a human cannot live for more than 3 days without clean drinking water. But if you have a clean drinking water, you can live up to 15 days if you don't have any food. So, by that scientific fact, it means that water is more important than food. Next, animals and plants have different water needs. We talked about the different types of bodies of water, like the river. A river is a body of water that connects two places. Okay, like it connects the ocean and the lake. A lake is like a mini ocean that is covered by uh, by land. So rivers and lakes and rain and groundwater, they provide water for living things. The first thing you should know about rivers is that if you get lost in a forest, you should find a river as soon as possible. Because if you just follow where the river will flow, eventually it will go to the ocean. Then, if you go to the ocean, most probably there are people living there. Now, why are people living in the ocean or near the ocean? It's because if they live near the ocean, they can get fish and then they can use fish as food. Do you understand why water is important to the area or to the ecosystem? An ecosystem without water is a tough ecosystem. Now, animals and plants have different water needs. We know that a camel that lives in an ecosystem or an environment that has little water. So, the camel needs a lot of water, but because it needs a lot of water, it can store the water on its body. That allows it to live for many days without drinking water. In contrast to a fish needs to live in water. So, depending on the water source, it would also have different types of animals that live there. If there is a place like the desert that has little or no water, camels can live there. If there's a place that has too much water, fish can live there. Now, too much water can kill living things too. Have you heard of a flood? A flood happens when there's too much water or rainwater going down on an area, and the too much rainwater will stay stuck on that area and it will submerge or it will drown living things that don't know how to swim. Even plants. A cactus is a plant that is known to be easily taken care of. It only needs a little water. But did you know that if you put a lot of water on a cactus, the cactus may drown? This is what I mean when I say water influences what animals or plants live near it. That's why they are interdependent with each other. Let's go for more examples, okay? First example, this one, a giraffe. Now, we talked about the giraffe. The giraffe has a long neck. It developed its long neck in order to eat the leaves on the trees. But a giraffe that has a long neck will still need to drink water. If you look at the picture here, the giraffe will usually be found in a place that has a lot of water or where it can drink water. Because if the place has a lot of water, that means that place might have trees. And trees are eaten, oh no, the leaves of the trees are eaten by the giraffe. And if there's a giraffe in that area, most probably there are also lions because lions like to eat giraffes. Do you understand? Do you understand a little bit what I'm trying to say here? Water is a big factor to an environment. It can help you know what animals live there just by looking at how many or how much water there is in the area. Next, this is what I said before, a cactus. A cactus does not need a lot of water. In fact, I could say that the cactus is one of the plants that needs the least amount of water. And if there's a cactus, that means that that place has little water. And what animal can live on that place? A camel, a scorpion, or even other animals that live in the desert. Next, a rice paddy. We said before that plants need different types of water. Different plants need different levels of water. If the cactus needs only a little water, the rice paddies need a lot because they need the water to grow rice. If there's little water, the rice paddies will not grow. We will have a shortage of rice. So, as I said, the level of water you find in an environment will help you understand what plant or animals can live on that environment. And that is first, the water. Let's go to the second one, sunlight. Sunlight provides all energy to the earth. Every single bit of energy the earth has, it can be traced back to sunlight. For example, the sunlight is absorbed by the plants. That means the plants receive the energy from the sun in the process that we know as photosynthesis. Then the animals like chickens or cows eat plants. The energy from the plants that came from the sun is transferred or moved to another animal, such as the cow or the chicken. Now, who eats cow? Who eats beef or chicken? Us, humans, right? So the energy from the sun travels from the sun to the plant. The energy goes to the chicken or the cow, and then the energy from the chicken or the cow is moved towards the humans. Next, plants and animals need sunlight to survive. But some animals hunt without sunlight. A lot of people like us work during the day because at night we tend to sleep. Plants need sunlight to survive. But there are animals that do not need sunlight. In fact, they prefer if it's night than it's day. Like, for example, a bat. A bat is an animal that is almost blind. Blind means that they almost cannot see. Because they cannot see, they will fly at night. They have what we call the echolocation. They can just make a sound, the sound will bounce back, and then they have an idea of where they are. The bats would rather go and eat food at night because there are less animals that can eat the bat during the night. Animals such as lions and cheetahs, they tend to hunt during the morning or during the sunlight. The bats will tend to find more food if they go out at night. Now, the bats, they don't eat other animals. The bats eat plants, they eat fruits. Another type of plant that needs sunlight is the corals or the coral reefs. Corals, some corals are animals and some are plants. But the thing that they share is that they both need sunlight. Let me show you a couple more examples. This one, like I said before, the cheetah um, hunts for food during the morning. They rarely go out at night, even if animals tend to sleep at night. They rarely go out unless they can smell blood in the air. If they smell that an animal is near death, then the cheetahs will try to hunt at night. But some cats, some big cats, like to hunt at night because they can find animals that are resting. These type of animals that tend to be active at night are called nocturnal animals. Oh, this is what I said before about the coral reefs. A lot of these coral reefs are living things. As such, they need the sunlight in order to survive. Remember what I said when water, the amount of water will help you know what animal or plants can live in an area. It's the same with sunlight. If the place gets a lot of sun, like Thailand, you can expect animals that live during the day to be abundant or many in Thailand because there is a lot of sun. On the opposite side, if the area has little sunlight, you can expect a lot of animals that are nocturnal or that are active only during the night to be around those areas. For example, the countries that have a lot of snow. There are countries that have little sunlight, about less than 10 hours of sunlight every day. Because of that, they are very cold. Usually they have snow. So, what animals live in snow? The wolves. The wolves like to hunt at night. They tend to sleep in the morning, but they go out and hunt at night. It's the same, by the way, for the things under the ocean. If the sunlight can only penetrate up to a certain point on the water, if you go down, 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 or deeper, there are different animals that are alive in the bottom of the ocean because in the bottom of the ocean, there are no sunlight. So the animals adapted. They evolved over a period of time. They do not need sunlight anymore. In fact, some animals, they make their own light. Why do they do this? So that the other fish or animals will go to the light and then they will then eat those animals that are near their light. They adapted to the area that has little sunlight. The same with the area that has a lot of sunlight, a lot of fish live there. And a lot of fish tend to move during the day too. And at night, they tend to hide and sleep or rest inside the coral reefs. Last one. Ah, this is what I said before. Bat. The bat is a nocturnal animal, meaning it is awake or it moves during the morning. I'm sorry, during the night because they find it easier to hunt for food at night. If they try to hunt in the morning, there are a lot more animals that are moving. Let's say there is a monkey who is awake in the morning, and the bat, because it is near blind, cannot see the monkey. When it tries to shout, so to get the echo for him to know where is the area, he might get confused because the shout might reflect a monkey and he doesn't know if the monkey is a living thing or a non-living thing. So they tend to go out at night where a lot of animals are asleep, and then the only thing that will bounce toward them is their echo of the non-living things. Now, that is it for today. Don't worry, We will continue more when we have our online class on Thursday. Goodbye and thank you for listening.